Welcome for another AFROPOLiTAiN 1on1, and today we are welcoming the one and only Stonebwoy from Ghana.
Yes, of course.
All right, so to repeat again, I am Keziah, the founder of AFROPOLiTAiN magazine, and I'm just going to start by one very basic question, but how are you today?
I'm fine, I'm doing amazing. I'm thankful to God to be alive. I'm breathing, you can see. That's all that matters. Without this, nothing is achievable. So I'm here and I'm grateful.
Great. So I want to start that interview with a fun fact.
Okay.
You probably don't remember me, but I remember you because the first time me and you had a conversation, that was in 2016, during the first biggest African concert at Barclays Center, and that was organized by Polo.
Yes.
In 2016.
You're right.
And I remember I had a conversation with you and other artists,
You're
and I was
right.
like, I know he probably doesn't even remember me at all, but I'm just telling him. I'm gonna tell him.
I'm good. Time flies, and we meet a lot of people on the way. When you started speaking about you knowing me, I was scared. I was just on standby, hoping it was not any awkward incident.
No.
Because I couldn't remember. Now I know it's cool.
No, it was cool. It was super cool. It was super cool. So we're talking about music. I want to ask you, how did you even get into the music, and wanted to become an artist? What was your earliest, influence, and obviously now the current influence? Can you tell us a little bit about, how you got into this industry?
Sure, I can tell you a lot more about it, but I'll tell you a bit like you asked.
All right.
I consider myself as somebody that music chose. I couldn't have chosen music, else I'd have given up a long time.
Wow, okay.
Because when the passion is inside of you and you're actually ordained by divine authorities to actually spread the message of music, then you can't do anything about it. That is my story. That is how I can tell you I got connected to even start with. Because before I knew myself, my parents knew, and my siblings, those are elder than me, and the community knew already what I was doing.
Oh,
this guy would be dancing and doing all of that. So that's where they know. But growing up, knowing myself, and I realized that's what I am, I decided, why not? If this is going to be a career for a lifetime, then I'm ready to embrace it. And then along the way in life, everything actually turned to be that is the only thing I could actually focus on, because I lost everything and it's the only thing that's in front of me, and I had to face it, So it's just like a calling for me, and I've always been blessed to be.
You just follow through the code.
Followed through. I never stopped. I've been doing this from when I was a child in primary school.
Wow.
And to cut a long story short, if I show you my son, then you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
If I show you my daughter, then you understand what I'm talking about. It's overwhelming. I get calls from the school. They say, your son is only performing. He's not sitting down.
Well, he's entertaining the school.
He's only 4 years old. Your daughter is smart, is brilliant, intelligent. She's acting. So, long story short, they just did the biggest commercial in Ghana.
Wow.
For a brand. Those two kids.
Congratulations.
And you're like, how could you do this? So you can only be chosen, So it's in my bloodline. And long story, I think that's a long story. I said I was going to cut a long story short, but that was still a long story. So that's just it, basically. Like everything else in between, but music chose me, and I'm grateful to be a representative, a strong pillar for Africa, spreading the African music, arts, and culture,
That's good.
Yeah.
So music involves a lot of creative, and I want to know what's your creative process when you create a song? Fifth Dimension is your new album. What was the process of putting those songs together? The collab that how do you come up with the collab? And I'm just going to say a few names like Davido, Tiwa, Mereba, Angelique Joe. Yeah. So can you take us on a journey of you creating music, and how are you able to get that pool of artists to work with you?
This is my fifth studio album, which is the fifth dimension. So I've been creating music right from an early age up to this point. I've got amazing albums that has amazing collaborations on top of that. This is yet another body of work that has an immense array of carefully selected, artists who will blow your mind. Like Shaggy and Jelikijo. Shaggy is coming from
Iconic.
the old school,
Ooh.
but still classic, or still sounds very classy as Girl You're My Angel kind of vibe. We put it together on an Afrobeat dancehall kind of situation. So I think the thought process behind actually getting to this point of arriving at this level to have such an array of amazing tracks is that, for me, like I said, I've always been one person who's been inspired by reggae and dancehall music, and I've of course acknowledged myself, knowing my African roots and my African sound. So right from the onset, I did ask myself, what would be what I want to bring onto the table? And then I realized, with how blessed I am, I should not relent. I should push myself. So guess what? I began to put some Afro beats in quotes today, you know, because Afro beats wouldn't have been called by that time. It's Afro beats without an S, of course. So we strong African music, which is high life music, you know, by E.T. Mensah's, Jeduble Ambule, Osibisa, the great of the great. You know, E.T. Mensah is the father of high life music from Africa.
Yeah. That's
one thing people should know, you know, from whom all the fellas got inspired as well. So we've had that as Ghanaians. Then I added my dancehall influence. Then I added the reggae influence as well. And that gave me a certain breed of music to run with. And I've been so, you know, occupied by always trying to bring hybrid that is fresh, that is breezy, but also can cut across the continent. Can also talk about us as a people, as black people. Basically, black people are the owners of popular culture, both music and art and everything. So right from the onset, my mind spans out to be somebody who actually operates on this realm. So every body of work that I've produced have actually depicted unity. It has actually depicted collectivity. It has actually brought us together as a people of black origin. So when you check my album, you have Miriba,
as a Miriba,
beautiful alternative style.
Tiwa,
Davido, Oxlade, Shaggy. I've got reggae songs on there. Angelique Kidjo. When you check out that record, like, it's just like, wow, how could you create this? It's a body of work that has all the parts carefully fit together. So my thought process, like I explained, spans through all these edges. I'm not just one who's like, I'm happy to go and listen to some beat and spit whatever I want to spit. I want my music to cater for all these things, you know, bringing people together, speaking about culture, you know, implementing who we are as a people, and that's what goes through my mind when I'm creating any masterpiece. Of course, the songs that I've created on the Fifth Dimension album. I remember too, from 2016. I mean, and look at where Afrobeat has gotten to today in
I tell
America.
people, like,
they have to credit Paul O, though. Paul O did a lot. Paul O put his own money in that shit. He
changed the game for African artists in the States. Like, he really opened the doors for...
because that was like,
that was the first time Davido...
Yes, of course.
Wiz, Tiwa,
myself from Ghana.
Rest in peace to Sun Sultan was there too.
I know.
So that was really one of the... That was the first.
Yes, now.
The first.
Yes. Could never be any other before. Could have never been. If there was, it was not on that daring level.
Oh no, a Barclays
Center? When they said
Center?
Barclays Center, everybody was like, what? Are you sure you're going to fill it up? Right?
It was packed.
It was, black people were happy to move out.
It was packed. You just talked about the process of your album, and the name of your album is Fifth Dimension. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, why Fifth Dimension? Is he trying to take us to, you know, a space out of the, you know, like...
Yes. Before I even let you complete your... Yes, I'm trying to take you somewhere. Continue the question.
Somewhere. No, I was trying to figure out, because I'm like, fifth dimension, I don't know in what dimension I am, but if I need to end up in the fifth, then, you know, he probably did a good job.
Great. I mean...
So you talked about a lot of, like, how you put the collaboration together.
Yeah.
Do you have any dream collab, or is there an artist that you absolutely worked with and would love to work again with him?
Yes, I've worked with amazing artists, and I love to work again and again and again. You know, with everybody that I've worked with, especially those that have impact, of course. And I think every record that I've contributed to have actually been the crazy one. I mean, back home in Ghana, there's a debate. They say I don't have a bad feature, like.
I mean, that's a good debate to have.
I mean, of course, all this time. Why I'm actually stressing on that is the fact that I don't just go for any record and just go for any record for record's sake. I always look beyond just a song. Like it has to be true to me. I have to be able to contribute to it. Else then, I can't give my best. That's what I want to say. And then about the fifth dimension as well. It's true, of course, I want to take people somewhere because that's what music does. Music takes people onto different planes, onto different dimensions. In the physical form, we're in a physical dimension. And then there are spiritual dimension and astral dimensions. And I just want to take it to a better place, a great place, with the kind of songs that we selected, the collaborations, the instrumentations, and etc. So you're right. And guess what? I think I can make an example with the Wakanda situation. When the movie Wakanda came about, you saw how Africa was portrayed in a certain futuristic light. Of course, that's where I think that's how my mind works when I'm dealing with my music. I'm dealing with my music and I want to create a hybrid. I want to, because it's existing, you have to bring it to the physical. It's existing, it's there, it's there. There's no kind of feeling, all kind of feeling exists. So we just have to bring it onto the music so people can actually, through that, get some knowledge, know about what we're speaking.
You just talked about the process of your creative album. So I want to know, how do you feel about, the African continent and the space that African music is taking now on an international level? And we're talking about Afrobeat, we talk about piano and all kinds of more traditional genre. And you even be on another genre, which is more reggae dancehall. Like, can you tell me more about, again, how you feel about now that we have an even bigger platform as African to perform and to show really, who we are?
You're right. I want to start it from here. Like, first and foremost, this whole emergence and the energy that we're enjoying now in the West have had to start with a people, and I would credit all black people for that. But pointing out to, like, I want to be specific, the One Africa Music Fest, which is owned and put together by Paul O, actually started to break the jinx. It actually dared the West, in my own little opinion. And I mean, I'm one of the very first artists to be billed, of course, for such prestigious and a groundbreaking event in 2016, which should be 7 years.
Yeah, I was there. That's the year when we launched the magazine. So for us, it was a big opportunity to meet with, first time with Davido, yourself. I also met Sun Sultan, then I also that I interviewed afterwards. So
I think there was Two-Face, there was a
Two-Face was there, Tiwa was there. It was such a big breakout for African music.
So I think that from the event perspective, which is very important in actually propelling a culture, was actually well handled, and is still well being handled by, the Afro nations, the Afro futures, and a host of new festivals that are actually focusing on the African continent and African sound and African music. And it's given all of us a great opportunity as musicians to explore and expand and showcase what we have as Africans in terms of creativity, arts and culture, fashion, you know what I'm saying? Because even as I said over here, bro, this is fire. And all the fashion houses from Gucci to Dior, especially Off-White, Louis Vuitton, have had to, there are so many black, I say without an apology because I don't mean to disrespect nobody, but I just mean to credit people. There's black presence everywhere, from fashion to technology, which is actually shining a lot of light on the creativity that we have. So like you're saying, Afrobeat is beautiful today, but I see it as an umbrella term under which all sounds from Africa is being put by the West. I don't have a problem with that, but however, I think that they're gonna know more and more of us. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much styles coming in, and I am, of course, having been influenced by reggae and dancehall, you know, from right from the beginning, blending the African sound with that is also another beautiful stuff that has been rocking the whole place. Like, you know, I mean, I'm short for words, but we can all see what is happening, what Africa is doing, and how we're getting our presence well felt.
Yeah, we cannot be ignored anymore.
Any longer, no. You cannot put it under the carpet any longer. You know what I mean? And there are a million styles coming. I tell people that, look, one of the reasons why Afrobeat is where it is that it has everything in there. It has the reggae, it has the hip hop, it has the R&B, it has the soca,
traditional sound.
It has everything in there that the West knows, and also has the foundation of every other thing that has contributed to what the West knows.
Yeah.
Because the R&Bs would find its way right back into the motherland in a form, if only there's a black man involved, which we all know, of course. You know, so it's just like the hybrid is being created over the West, and the original roots is back home, and now it's coming together. And that's how dangerous this is going to be, you know, in a good way.
In a good way.
Because you see, some of my brothers filling up stadiums. In 2023, we lived to see an African artist fill a stadium in America where some Americans have not done yet. You know what I'm saying?
That's major.
The courage alone, the mentality to push only tells you that we all should congratulate ourselves in every little way. Your platform, every other person's platform, any platform that amplifies, you know, the creativity, culture, art, hospitality, tourism. I'm just talking Africa generally.
Yeah. It's good to see that our people are more and more vocal about, you know, everything that we do, because we literally good at, I'm not gonna say everything, but we're good at everything. You know?
Of course, of course.
So you talked about how in Ghana people say you have zero bad song. I want to know, like, what the Ghana scene look like in the music industry. Is there any artists that we should, you know, look for? And I'm asking you that question because I know you have a music label. So do you have anybody under the rooster that, you know, we should know about and we absolutely have to, you know, get into it?
There are so many artists rising up from Ghana and eventually the continent of Africa, of course, that the world needs to know. And I'm rooting for any, you know, I've got names. I can't even finish mentioning if I have to go in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm rooting for some of our amazing rappers, amazing singers. We have Keziah is big, does his thing. You know, we have so many names. We have the Black Cheries who are got into the scene, like, big, doing great stuff. We have the Amares, we have the Episodes, we have the Jupiters. Look,
you Ghana, already gave us a good list.
The Ghana scene here, the scene in Ghana, right? One thing I want to share about so that people can put their minds to that. Ghana is a 30 million country, right? But we are very acceptive, you know, and we own a lot of talent, so much so that we accept everybody from across the continent. You know, it's open. So our influences and our music interest is actually wide, you know, because of course that's the country that gave you high life. From high life, we got Afrobeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can understand that we create stuff. So there are a million of us that are doing so much that, you know, and recently the Grammy just recognized the Ghana, what do you call it? Ghana drill.
Ghana drill, okay.
Ghanaian drill. Grammys recognize that style, you know, including high life. So you can understand, out of the continent of Africa, you have the Afrobeats and all, but you still have the new entry of a style, which is the Ghanaian drill that has been recognized. And this is propelled by some of the amazing rappers, young rappers, Asaka boys. We have boys like Keziah Makoundou. We have boys who forged their own style off of a drill, and that's coming from Ghana.
Yeah.
Ghana is a small country, but we create.
You create, yeah.
We don't necessarily are able to sell.
But you create.
But we create. So that's what y'all should know. Check it out if you're somebody who loves to listen to, you know, great creative, you know, stuff. Get on.
No, I think it's important to mention a few names because I feel like we hear about all those big names, but the continent is so large that I feel like we miss out on a lot of great music. So it's good when
and we cannot finish mentioning names because people keep coming every day, and what is important is platforms like yours that is available to us to always keep coming back and shining.
Absolutely.
Is what we appreciate a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Absolutely. So when we first started, you mentioned a little bit, about, God and your gift. And I wanted to ask you if you have any type of, ritual that you do before you go on stage, and also, that mental health was in the front line for a long time. How do you stay grounded? How do you stay healthy physically and mentally?
Thank you. It's not easy. Like, we all go through it. You know what I mean? I'm just on your TVs, but I live your life. I saw my brother Davido actually in a funny way. Somebody was saying, "Oh, I love you. You were that." Person was just praising him, and he was just like, "But I'm also human now. I'm also human. Like,
I'm also like you.
I'm also like you. Like, I appreciate the thoughts, the way we are seen, but we even go through much more than some regular people, because we have to live for the world.
Yeah.
Especially if your calling is true and genuine, there's a passion inside of you that pushes you, and you can't even sleep. You need to have to perform your duty, and that's where it goes into the spiritual and divinity. You're chosen on this earth plane to deliver and contribute what you gotta contribute. And one of the highest tasks and order is to be an entertainer, to carry the message. Well, it's just a message. When I dance, I carry a message. When I sing, I carry a message. My lifestyle is a message.
Yeah.
So imagine that is your duty.
Duty. It's a lot on your shoulder.
It's a lot on your shoulder. So we have to keep our minds clean. Especially, I do positivity.
Okay.
I don't focus too much on negativity, because really and truly, negative and positive, these are the energies that makes it a whole.
Yeah.
The more you focus on the positive, the more you grow. The more you focus on the negative, the more you go down. It's all up to you. So that's what I do. Focus on the positivity. I pray a lot. That on its own is prayer for me. And in terms of ritual, I'm not against anybody doing any ritual, but I think I'll keep mine as a secret.
All right.
To myself.
Why not? We're not mad at you for that.
How I keep going. But I can tell you, I keep praying a lot.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. That's for sure. I don't want everybody to be scared or skeptical, because some people will be seeing the rings. She got the same too. We belong to the same cult.
Listen.
Yeah, we belong to the black cult. The positive black force.
That's Africa for you right there. That's all I have to say.
Of course. So our spirituality, our rituals, we pray as a ritual. We live good as a ritual. We think about people the positive way. We don't think evil about nobody. My mother will tell you from the right from the onset, if you think bad about people, your life is going to be bad, because that's what your mind accumulates, and that's the energies you get. So keep it positive for them. And in fact, it's going to fold back to you 10 times.
Yeah.
So that's also a ritual that you have to undergo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you have to be disciplined. That's also a ritual.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to be firm. That's a ritual. You have to be humble. That's a ritual. See?
Yeah.
Of course.
There's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of.
These are just the things. I just let out the secret. I mean, there's no other secret. After this one, there's no secret. It's only that we belong to Africa society, me and her, and then anybody who is because of the rings. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever faced any major challenge in the music industry, and how you were able to overcome those challenges?
Yeah, the challenges are there. We're facing them today.
You're facing them right now.
Okay. Right now, and I've been through some until now. There will never be a time where challenges will cease, no matter how small they come.
Okay.
Because such is life. That is how I understand life, and I never can see a life without a challenge, because then how would you go to the next level? How are you going to finish the level you're in?
If you don't go through those challenges.
If you don't go through some tests after the lessons.
Yeah.
Then now you have to move to the next level, so you have to now take that challenge and go to the next level. Life is a challenge. Life is I don't want to say a game, but that's how it is.
Yeah.
That's how it is. We grow, we age. You came as a baby. All you could do was to cry and laugh. Those are the two ways you could show your emotions.
Yeah.
And then time goes on, you face a challenge, you grow, when kids are about to have their teeth, look at how they go through pain and all of that. That's life. I don't even know how I can explain it any further. So in the music industry, is there.
Yeah.
Is there. Like you see a lot of people talking about selling your souls, selling your soul to make it, selling your soul to be dead, all of that. People have different definitions for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to say that is even part of the challenge. You know what I mean? Because you have to give something to get to your audience, bro.
Yeah.
And you have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, make it
and in giving, I just want to be specific. You have to push. You have to marketing. You have to challenge it. Sometimes they're not going to let you in a seat because of your skin color. Know that, my youth.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a challenge. And then another time, they're going to let you in because they can get something from that. And, you know, bro, life is a challenge. The game is a challenge. But we keep triumphing and we keep reaching out to the masses because we have a clean heart and we understand our calling and our mission. And we're grateful to be alive doing that.
Yeah.
You know, I know I didn't base on a specific challenge, but I
understood where you're coming from.
It shows you what it is. Challenges make you better.
It's a part of the life.
Yeah, it's part of life.
So I'm going to ask you, tell me what's one thing that you can never leave your house without?
One thing I can never leave my house without. Generally, like.
Generally, like, it could be anything.
Yeah, without wearing clothes now. Yes, I can never leave home without wearing clothes. Why am I going naked?
I mean,
that's why I asked. Generally, so.
But generally, well, that was more like of a thing that you have to carry with you, or clothes.
Yes, basic,
depending on your lifestyle, clothes
basic,
could that be
basic. Everybody must wear something. Going out of your house, you must wear clothes.
True.
So it's basic. So I can't go without that.
All right.
Then if it has to do with gadgets, I think you need your phone to communicate. Because you can't just speak it, you can't just shout in the air. And sometimes you could, because you see, telepathy is real, vibration is real. Sometimes you just think about somebody, and you know what I'm saying? They would have thought about you the same way also. And so even if you don't have your gadgets or your phones, we used to communicate before those ones came through.
True.
So you can actually leave your house with nothing and just wear your clothes, and so you don't show your nakedness out there.
Absolutely.
Everything else is possible.
Everything is possible. So outside of the music, I want to know, do you have any major other interests in music?
Yeah, of course. Apart from music, right?
Yeah.
Sports.
Okay, sports.
Yeah.
Are you good at any sports?
Not as a professional.
I mean, it's like me saying I play basketball. I'm not a pro, but I can play ball.
Of course. Yeah, that's the levels. Yes, I can play some table tennis here and there. I can do some video game. I can exercise one too, because that is a lifestyle too. That's like a hobby. People love it. So I really love the sports. Very active.
You're a sports person.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I love to, I read apart from,
Do you have any business industry that you passionate about,
of course.
Business endeavor that you?
Farming and
farming, interesting.
Farming and real estate, they say. So I'll say farming and shelter, because it's basic: food, clothes, and shelter. These three
things you're always gonna need in life.
Of course. So
absolutely.
I love to do businesses in those areas too.
Good. So my next question is about yourself, and I want to ask you, what do you like the most about yourself?
Wow. What do I like the most about myself?
Yes.
I love that I try to always be a great person.
That's good.
Always be the best person I can to myself and others. I think sometimes others first before me. That's something I think about myself. That's one thing I know about myself. So I will, when I go out from here, I will ask people what they like about me, and I think I'll keep that in my mind and know that that's who I am, so I can say it when you ask me, because I never really checked. But all I know is that I try to be a great person to people any day, anytime, and I like that I am an honest person. I like that I like to choose positivity over everything, and know life as a challenge, know life as a place that we're all passing through, you know. So these are the things that I know about myself that make me love myself.
Which is very positive things.
It keeps me in a line where I don't have to compete with nobody, where I know that collaboration is important, and competition, if there should be against yourself to better yourself every day, anytime. Because everybody's fighting their own demons and they're doing their own things, you know what I mean? So knowing all these things about myself, that I'm a conscious person, makes me like myself. Because when I mirror it, I see some people who should be knowing this or who are ignorant and they are facing whatever they gotta face.
Yeah.
So I think these are the things I would say I love about me. Yeah.
That's good. I want to go back to the music a little bit, and can you tell me about your most memorable performance? One of your happiest moments on scene.
Yeah, I've had a lot of happy moments, and I'm the happiest when I'm performing. I love to be on stage.
Okay.
You know, and one of the times would be at the World Cup stage in Qatar at the Fan Festival. It was amazing. Like, it was great to see that number of people who, you know, were enjoying themselves. It's amazing. I've done a lot of stages, and some of my most very loved moments would be an intimate moment, you know, intimate crowd.
Okay.
That you feel like it's a family gathering. And then the big ones feels like a bigger family, of course. But that there is an intensity that comes with
the smaller crowd.
The intimate crowd, and you know, of course. So
that's good. You mentioned you eat 2 meals a day, so I want to ask you, can you cook, and what's your favorite dish?
Really and truly, I can try to cook, but I can't. I'm not a cook, you know.
You can say no.
No, you don't have to. No is different. If you say no, it's not good, because if I give you what I can cook, you will see I can cook. But I'm not a cook, but I can manage my way out.
We're not going to even start the battle about the jollof rice between Ghana and Nigeria, because...
Of course. And right now it's about the rice and pea, Ghana rice and pea, and Jamaican rice and pea. That's the next one. Yeah, think about that.
No offense to Ghana, I'm probably going to have to let that to the Jamaicans.
How?
I mean...
Why?
I'm just saying.
Because I respect your opinion. But that's why it's out
I mean,
there.
I have to
that's
say...
Why it's a new war.
So I have to say, the first time I came across rice and peas, oxtail, I was eating Jamaican food.
Yes.
I never went to like an African restaurant and they were like, rice and peas. No. That was one of my first connection with, so...
Okay.
You know.
What I could tell you is that a rice and pea is an English name for those two ingredients or whatever.
Yeah.
Rice and pea, right? But the actual rice and pea recipe originates from Ghana, which is called wache.
Wache.
You know, it originates from the Hausa tribe.
Okay.
Which is called wache. And that is where the rice and pea comes from, owing to having to move away culturally, etc.
To the Jamaicans.
So that's
next time I go to a Ghanaian restaurant.
Exactly. Next time I go to a Ghanaian restaurant, ask them you want wache.
Wache.
You can get it with plantain. You can get it with anything you want, eggs, but it has a sauce with it called shito.
Shito.
You know what I mean? So me that knows the real one, I'm eating the other real one.
Okay. I like how you said the other real one.
Yeah. And I know the roots.
Yeah.
I know the origin. And so that's where the war is. This war is between myself and Morgan Heritage, you know, legendary reggae. You know what I mean? So we're putting it out there.
But I appreciate the history behind the dish. I really appreciate that.
And so I know the original source of it. So how can I possibly say that? But you should taste it. Now it's in the taste.
Now
you
it's in the
should taste it. I can tell you, I've eaten so much Jamaican rice and pea that I know what I'm telling you. If you taste the mother.
I will go and taste the mother and give you some feedback.
The bean, the way they cook the beans, the way the rice, my brother, the color it comes with, the sort of leaf. You know, the Jamaican one, I don't know if it's got let's not drag it too much. Go taste it out there and check what you check. And you come in. You can, your opinion.
We about
so
to
right
be
now,
put,
the
we
Ghana
put on. We just got
Jollof
put on
war,
something.
the Ghana and Nigeria Jollof. You know, none of us own the Jollof.
You don't.
Copyright or the original rights.
Yeah.
It's the Senegalese.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
know.
to my Wolof tribe and
Shout
all
out
of that.
to my Senegalese people.
Of course. And all the rest of the African countries have their own Jollofs now.
Yeah.
We love it. We are all the same people if you think about it, you know. So, but the Ghana Jollof, ain't nobody coming close to that, Jay, my nigga. We know.
That's what we do. That's what you guys do.
Look, I swear, may I not even... Look, I have Nigerian friends who have confided in me and said, bro, be honest now, it is your own, but you know, I can't say this thing right now, so let me go. Now you go, do this.
Do your thing.
Am I lying?
Is he lying? That's it for the
Ghana
debate.
Jollof.
Ghana Jollof.
They know. When they come to Ghana, they know.
They know better.
They know.
Okay.
Davido knows.
Oh.
Yeah. Burna Boy knows, yes. Wiz know.
They all know.
T1.
They all
But
know.
the thing is that, you see, the Nigerian Jollof is what they know. Is embedded on their taste buds. So I can't fight that. You know what I'm saying?
But
Jollof was and rice and pea was.
but I'll definitely...
No, check the Ghana one.
I will check the rice in peace for sure.
Because it's not about barbecue sauce or nah, it's about shito. That's the mother ingredient, shito, and you know. Go check it out.
I will. What can we expect from you for the rest of the year, 2024? New music, new collab, new shows. Like, is there any like things we should, be on the lookout for?
Just like you mentioned, new music, new collab, new shows. Just got a remix out with Ross on Life and Money off of and we have videos coming out. My album is only barely maybe 4 months old.
Yes.
And that's fresh. So, and trust me, we have big songs on there.
I have to say, I'm looking forward for you to come out with a video with Shaggy.
That's
all I have to say. That's it.
Thank you, man. On the My Sound, that's a big collaboration, and we're working on that one.
I'm waiting for the video for that.
Thank you, and people can't wait for the one with Dexter Daps as well. I mean, we're still working. Work is in progress. Secret Lover is beating. Thank you guys for being our secret lovers. That song was made for you guys. We're still working, work in progress. So 2024, we're gonna do We Pray for Life, which is the ultimate, and we're gonna bring more stuff, do more music, portray the culture to the ultimate, because of course, we need all of us to continue to be progressive at what we do, because we all bring uniqueness to make it a whole. So keep our eyes on me, keep supporting the African movement, keep supporting Ghana music, and we're not gonna disappoint you guys, like I need to use this opportunity to credit my team, my label, Def Jam, Bernita Music Group, everything that's going on, Ghana, my fan base, Beam Nation, Africa as a whole. We just got on number 47 top 50 Afrobeat song in the US, which is with Life and Money featuring Ross. We're just gonna keep climbing in the UK. We've been there on our top 10 with Life and Money again featuring Stormzy, because and Mano G is kicking into the future. It's like the favorite off of the album right now. Like, I can keep going on and on and on, but I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for logging in. The name is Stonebwoy, STONEBWOY.
I have one last question for you. As an artist, do you have anything to say to younger artists coming in the industry? And if you were sitting in front of young Stonebwoy right now, what would be the advice that you would have give that young man?
Thank you. That's quite huge. Simplified, I think elders have a lot to learn from their kids.
Yeah.
And kids have a lot to learn from elders. Kids learn experience and elders learn new ways.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say. Patience. If you're upcoming, learn the experience and better it up, and vice versa. So just keep pushing. It's more of a mission for me more than a lifestyle. If it's a lifestyle, it can only go further. But if it's a mission, you can only want to keep going and going and going. And just form the right team around you. Like my advice to a younger me, like I would always still receive, is that there's no other life anywhere. What you live is what you live. So you put in your all in anything you do. Yeah. You don't do mediocre stuff. You just go all out. Because God forbid you could fall off tomorrow, and that's what you did. The other life that you're envisioning to go and live in your mind, because you're focusing on a lot of people and the externalities, you're just stealing and you're just losing your actual lifespan. So that's what I would say. With every little opportunity, give your all and maximize.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
Well, thank you, Stonebwoy, for spending some time with us.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward for
everything.
more video, more music, more
Thank you
performance.
So much. Shout outs to my stylist too. Now this is fire.
Soulflower, Nigerian artist, put that outfit together. So,
you know, the Nigerian brought the Nigerian African initiated spiritual rings. I love it.
Yeah.
I've joined the cult.
Absolutely.
Have you joined it?
I mean, deep.
Thank you. Thank you. I see you at a grand meeting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, guys.